Hey guys, before we get started into this big video, I want to remind you guys two things. One, if you guys watch throughout the video, there will be a little treat. I'm not going to say where, but there will be a surprise for you guys in this video. Just want to let you guys know. So please, just watch the whole video. It would mean a lot, you know? Be awesome. And secondly, this video cannot always be 100%. As I say with all the leak videos that I go out and say, it will never be 100%, but it is likely to happen, and we'll see as we get closer to Lightfall, and eventually you will see that it is going to be pretty close, or very connected, or very similar to a couple of these leaks going forward for the last season. Let me remind you that we are in the last season, so from December, January, and all of February, before Lightfall releases on the 28th, expect not a lot of leak videos, because these are often sometimes, but I wouldn't expect every day to have them. But something to definitely look at, and I hope that you guys are excited. I try to keep these videos going sometimes if you guys like it when there's nothing really going on in Destiny, even though we just had a new season. It really keeps the hype ready. I know this expansion hasn't been, in what I've seen with a lot of my other viewers, has really said that Witch Queen was hyped up way more than this expansion, but we'll see as we get closer. Of course, we haven't even seen a lot of the trailers yet and a lot of the TWABs yet, or even a huge in-depth sight into Strand yet, and over time we will get more information, of course, but I'm just trying to help hype up this expansion as I was hyped for Lightfall all the way back in Beyond Light, so to finally see it release, it's just awesome. But other than that, let's get into today's video. Now, this is a big leak for, of course, Lightfall in Year 6. Now, again, like I said, this will not be 100%, as there was regarding other leaks that did interfere with this big leak in some cases, which I also went and looked at their opinions of this leak as it was released yesterday. So don't expect everything to be true. However, that doesn't mean that everything already is wrong, as there were previous leaks in Witch Queen that were confirmed wrong, however had similar or exactly right information for Witch Queen and Season of the Risen. So I'm saying this leak now just to show that not everything in this leak will be correct, but a majority, or again something similar towards it, will happen. And as well, there will be a special surprise in this video for you guys, so please just watch the whole video. Here we go. So this leak again was released yesterday, and here we're going to start off with the first big point in this leak, which is the story. So let's read over it. So some notes on the Lightfall story. Zethu and the Worm Guards are first to arrive at the city, which has been confirmed. Zethu is supposed to play a big role, and there was other previous leaks, and Destiny 2 leaks has confirmed that the Worm Guards will attack the city, so this has been correct. They will drain and weaken the Traveler and cause us to scatter. This also was confirmed in the Game Awards trailer, as it did show a battle between the Cabal on the destination of Earth overhead, and then us getting on a ship to hyperspace, probably into the Neomuna destination or somewhere else out of Earth, and probably fleeing the Traveler. As we do know, one of the Vox Obscura projections is the Traveler getting corrupted or getting infected, so this is already parts of the play and very already on spot. We go to Osiris on Neptune of Desperation after this. This is also true. Cloud Striders destroy Pyramid Scale as we arrive. Tormentors spawn and kill one of the Cloud Striders, Elder Cloud Striders. Now this is also correct. I do feel, as it was reminded, the Cloud Striders are very strong, but they sacrifice their life force for, of course, this nanotechnology. Again, I'm not the best lore guy, but I was reminded that they have a lower life force as doing this, so I think they die quicker, but they are strong, so seeing this is definitely as well true. Cloud Striders are apparently rather heartless. We could see that. We learned Strand because of the corruption of the Traveler after Zethu tainted it. Strand isn't super important to the story. Now this is something I really don't want to happen. This part is actually probably the one I'm really iffy about. Strand isn't super important to the story. Me personally, I've never went out and said a leak was in my opinion. Of course, every leak is not going to be correct, but I've never, looked at it from this point and say, okay, that could happen. I just feel like Strand is a big part to play in Lightfall's story, but that's just me. But again, no one else in the solar system has gotten it, so I wouldn't see a huge, overreaching story in terms of the battle going from it, but who will tell? No one knows what Strand is right now. No one really know. Like, we know what Strand is, but no one knows the part to play in the story. So again, time will tell. Callus is already searching for Neomuna as of season 19. Again, we don't know any of this because we will need updates throughout this season on what's going on. Of course, last year with Season of the Lost, we did get updates with Savathun. So hopefully around the season epilogue or around the time of next month, we will have more updates on what the, update is on Callus and, of course, the Witness and what they're heading on. I know the dungeon gave a little update, of course, on Osiris with Neomuna trying to convince Ikora. So it looks like we're getting some story beats on the big wrapping narrative of Lightfall. The Veil is a key to the travel, which was confirmed as well from Destiny Leaks, allowing access to a dimension of pure light in which the Witness is trapped in. This is why his influence is very weak currently. The dimension of pure light is a antithesis to the Black Garden, likely will be a patrol in final shape, referred as the origin point. So already he's putting it out there. The Veil idea as a key. This was something like an artifact, which was the biggest leak we received back before the Lightfall showcase, is like why we're going to Neomuna. So already seeing the name Veil coming back, that is very true. And then seeing it as a key for a dimension. We could also see this in the Game Awards trailer. This could be the portal that the Witness turns open or sees for the first time, and having this whole entire Witness trapped, finding an artifact or a key from Neomuna to open into the Traveler to get out of the dimension. It sounds kind of sketchy, but it also sounds very true. We haven't seen the aggression described from the Witness for a little while in terms of the story. Of course, he's been behind everything, Witch Queen and all the other stories, Shadowkeep and all that, but we haven't seen his real act of aggression from himself. We haven't seen his form, his really true form out there. We've only seen in cutscenes. And Savathun described back in Witch Queen that he used an act of aggression towards the Traveler, like a gaze upon it to destroy it. And I believe that, of course, we haven't, again, seen that, aggression yet from him individually. And apparently, because he is weak and his influence is weakened from the whole last attack he had with the Traveler after the collapse. So, time will tell on when that will happen. Of course, we will probably see more of the Witnesses' moves per se as we head closer to Lightfall, and of course in final shape before the saga is over, so that's not much of a surprise. So Xethu wants to kill the Traveler, but Witness demands she doesn't. Witness revives Nezarec and sends him to kill her. So this could also be true. Again, Xethu is the god of war. I could see, of course, different ideals, ambitions on Callus, Nezarec, and of course Callus. So I do see all of them maybe killing each other. It does describe that all of three of them eventually kill each other. But, of course, the Witness revives Nezarec. Now, this can contradict some things, because we actually haven't seen, of course, a disciple resurrected yet. I believe Rolk was the disciple already there. And we haven't really seen a resurrected, to my belief. Correct me if I'm wrong. So, we don't know if this would happen, but again, the previous leak I did in one of my older videos was, of course, that the raid boss for Lightfall, for Neomuna, would, of course, be the Tormentors in one encounter, but the, of course, boss fight of Nezarec, who shall come back into the story. We've seen him a lot back last season, of course, in the story, so to see him come back or revived as one of the bosses would be really awesome. Again, I feel like Callus would be better, but I think we're going to kill him and face him off in the campaign. Again, time will tell if Callus is killed or not killed by the end of Lightfall. So, there we go, and of course, Nezarec and Xethu will face off. I just hope we kill all three of them, because I feel like Xethu has been a boss fight that a lot of Guardians would want to have in Lightfall. So the ending of Lightfall will be that the Witness is being free, delivering a monologue while darkness entities emerge from the pyramids around the system due to his increasing influence. And he said, quote-unquote, from the leaker, is that he's seen it, and it's incredible. Think Dark Souls 3 intro cutscene with new disciples rising from the tombs. And it also says the Witness takes over Mars, but we don't go back in Lightfall. So, some things to point out here already. If you guys play Dark Souls 3, the intro at least, go watch it, come back. You're gonna see, if this leak does come true, this is the part I really want to have to come true, is that even if it's Not correct, not 100%. I want it to be that a huge ass monologue is played from the witness where disciples just raise out of the fucking ground or raise out of the whole entire planet or destination. Now that would be really cool. Now, just want to let everybody know, as you guys stayed until the middle of the video, so I will be doing a Dawning event card giveaway. Now, this giveaway is only going to be available for people who are in America, as the whole entire Euro situation that I've been having with, of course, other Lightfall giveaway winners wasn't working as much, but this giveaway is a small one for the Dawning event card and event pass. All you gotta do is, of course, subscribe, like, join the Discord, and of course, comment your thoughts on the Dawning, as it will be releasing tomorrow, and of course, hashtag Dawning giveaway. If you guys want to join into that, we'll have that sometime next week or this week, depending on how long it takes me to get the last Lightfall winner out of the way. And if you guys also want to join, there will be a Lightfall giveaway, and it will end this Saturday, so be sure to join that on stream. That will be streaming, so be sure to join that. But yeah, guys, that was that little, treat surprise. Hope you guys enjoyed it, but let's continue. So, for the post-story and post-Lightfall. Post-story, raid takes place in the zone where the Pyramid and Traveler intersect. Prominent mechanic is going back in time to the collapse to change history and weaken a revived Nezarec. First boss is a massive tormentor. Now, I can confirm that the original plans for the raid did have a sketch art of the Tormentor in an encounter. I can believe that a Tormentor, as it's being added into the game as a boss or sometime huge boss with tons of mechanics, is something we're going to likely see no matter what. I don't think that's too broad off, already adding an entire, new entity. But going back to the old collapse was something I would love to see back in time. And of course, I hope Bungie uses it a lot more in Lightfall and Final Shape, but just the idea of it was amazing to me as I thought about it, going back to the original collapse, finally seeing it in our, form and having it go back and kill something, maybe even seeing the speaker or Cade back from the original Destiny 1, but it's like in Destiny 2 graphics. I thought that idea was really cool, so hopefully they do something like that in the raid. So, it does say that there will be 2 exotic quests, which is normal, of course. One for an Strand machine gun, which sounds cool. This will be like how the Salvation Script exotic grenade launcher released with Beyond Light, as it was the same element as Stasis. So, something there. And then a community exotic, but he's not sure on the details. I just hope it's better than the Elixir Quarter event that we just had, because that wasn't such a great event, guys. So, hopefully it's a really good exotic. But yeah, 2 exotics, that sounds really cool for the post-campaign. So, Raid Exotics is a Strand bow that temporarily creates grappling points, like in the campaign. This sounds really interesting, but we just got another exotic bow, so hopefully this is going to be our last bow for a while, as we just received one in the new dungeon. But again, it is Strand, and it does have a cool element towards it, so if it's a Strand weapon, I won't say no to that. Let me know your thoughts on that. So, there will be 2 strikes, one on Neomuna, one on the last city. I was hoping for 2 on Neomuna, and then one were somewhere else, 3. But it looks like 2 strikes, we'll take it. So, 1 on Neomuna, and 1 in the last city. Hopefully, it's like something like Scourge, and not on the EDZ of the Cosmodrome. But time will tell where it is. There is a reprise to strikes coming in Season 21, the season after Lightfall. Now, this is likely to happen as I made a video on a strike announcement, changes, and Destiny 2 Leaks has confirmed it. So, beyond the nitpick for that, I think that is like 100% at this point. Battle Psyops added to the Vanguard playlist. This is 100% as well, as they added the Battlegrounds last year from Chosen, and I think Psyop Battlegrounds would be a nice little flavor touch to the Strike playlist, so really good there. Moreover, Inverted Spire, Exodus Crash, and Armsteel receive increased enemy density and new mechanics, as also they did say that the old strikes are going to see more likely attention, as they do with the new strikes that they add in the game. So having the 3 previous old strikes being Exodus Crash, Inverted Spire, and Armstealer have an increased enemy density and new mechanics will make that strike really awesome. It will make it feel like we got 5 new strikes basically due to this, and I hope to lose awesome that in, of course, Season 21 when this releases, but that's awesome to have. No new activity like Wellspring, but apparently the patrol will have a lot to do and will have activities in it, which is awesome. I gotta say, if Wellspring and weapon crafting, those were probably the 2 little nitbits that I didn't enjoy with Witch Queen. I felt like weapon crafting just was not in the perfect spot, and I felt like Wellspring just shortened and hurt the grind even further for me in, of course, Witch Queen. I couldn't do a lot of stuff. I couldn't get the seals. I couldn't get a lot of the loot because it was tied around doing something that I got like a 5% chance of getting, and it was just not fun. So if you remove Wellspring out of the Throne World, it was probably made the Throne World the best location. So to see that they don't have any plans for that is awesome for me personally. Post Lightfall, Season 21 involves the Fanatic, Western Demon, Garden, or Last Wish may receive a refresh this season. New Crucible mode as well as involving decreasing TTK and longer ability recharges. So already this could happen. I'm not sure on what the seasons could be. Season 22 says here that Wrath of Machine, all I know about it, but Destiny 2 Leaks has confirmed previously, like a day ago, that Wrath of Machines has no plans right now to be added into the game later on. They did confirm that they do have a raid coming from Destiny 1 again. That is confirmed in a previous interview, but they don't know if it's Crota's End or Wrath of Machine. Right now, Bungie did state that they're halfway in development of Season 21, and by the time Lightfall releases, they will be at Season 22. So we will probably see more plans as we get closer into Year 6, so we don't have any information on that right now. But I can confirm, like, off the spot, if they were going to bring back Crota's End this year, then the next only option for them to return a raid would be Wrath of Machine when it comes to the Year 7 final shape year. So we could see Crota's End and then Wrath of Machine. But again, Destiny 2 Leaks has said that it can happen, and hopefully we get more plans on if it's Wrath. I really wanted Wrath this time around. So I got King's Fall, but this time I want Wrath. So hopefully more plans are added onto it. So as well, the final shape destination may be the Black Garden, but he says that Final Shape is on lockdown right now. It's involved somehow. Makes sense, as the original Destiny 1 campaign had its ending in the Black Garden, so to have it come back for the ending, or for a good amount, a somewhat good plot in the final expansion in the saga, that would be really awesome. I feel like Bungie will plan on doing that. Last couple of nitbits for here is that certain unused zones of older patrols will be removed to save space, such as a decent chunk of the EDZ. This is likely to happen, as the EDZ and Nessus are the only two destinations left that do not involve expansion sunsetting, and are likely to be removed if they were going to be deemed necessary. Bungie did confirm that Nessus is safe for now, quote-unquote, earlier this year, so you can see that anything except for Nessus and the EDZ are likely to be removed sometime in Lightfall and of course Final Shape. I could see them removed EDZ this time before Lightfall, and then of course delete Nessus before Final Shape, and then they'll have the two locations needed, and then after that they don't need to of course make a destination unless they get rid of the Forsaken pack and make the Dreaming City free. But I don't see, after those two locations are gone from the original game, then it will finally be that every place has basically been removed from Year 1. But of course those two places are not safe. You know, they are for a while, but not for long, as they don't tie to an expansion or the base game anymore. Moreover, there's these things called Flashpoint and Patrol Overhaul coming soon. Could see that happening, as Bungie was looking into it. Bungie interested in upping the general difficulty of Destiny. A lot of streamers, a lot of people have been looking at that, so that's great. And they have been testing like the new seasonal activity of bumping all the enemies up by 5. So the general difficulty will have a lot of changes going into Year 6 and Year 7, so that's really good to see. Moreover, that Bungie of course is debating on if the old tower is coming back or a brand new social space, but they say it's pretty locked in for Season 22. Time will tell. Final Shape subclass has a whole new physics system dedicated to it and will quote-unquote fuck everything up in a really cool way, with of course a super coming in Beyond Light, Stasis, Strand, and Lightfall. We are likely going to have another super, and of course Final Shape to wrap up the 3 Darkness Supers. So at that point, it is probably confirmed that they are leaning to making one more subclass before the saga's over, because they wouldn't, of course, end it with 2 Darkness and 3 Light. Wouldn't be even. Bungie badly wants to include Mars, the Black Garden, and Titan in more content, but just isn't sure when to fit it right now. Black Garden may fit in the Final Shape, but apparently they're concerned about using an old area and an expansion. Could look like that, but again, there was some old areas in Witch Queen, but of course they changed it all, so having an old area and an expansion is kind of a bit hefty, as Warmind and Curse of Osiris was basically that. So I see why they don't really want to plan for that for the last expansion, but time will tell. The Veil was something planned since early days of D1, which was true. the actor who plays Zavala, had trouble delivering lines for season 20 without crying. This is a season that will release with Lightfall, so we could see that Lightfall and season 20 could have major, consequences, many narrative points that could show that maybe a character will again die. Who knows what will go into that? We do know that in season 21, another character will die after a character will die this season, so it's like characters are dying left and right. The season model not going anyway time soon. Joe Blackfrom did confirm that season 21, 22, and going further, they're going to start getting more of the feedback on this. So again, that's not until like May or June. So for a while, it's not going to be changed significantly, unfortunately. Bungie wants to toy with more heavy seasonal themes like Plunder, movies like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, Blade Runner, Apocalypse now being inspirations for future seasons, which is something they did quote in an interview. So that's something I could definitely see as true. Moreover, Bungie is planning on taking a year break after the final season to work on their dev tools. Could see this, of course, as a break to, of course, adjust themselves. They want to release an anthology of expansions for a few years that aren't connected to any big overreaching story before they get into a new saga. Could see that, could plan for little stories that we really haven't gone into, and then finally go into an entire big story, a new whole saga. They are extremely proud of the Leviathan and Sarah stationed many patrols and want to do it again. I think it's a great idea, going into those spaces even further. Feeling about the Destiny community are at an all-time negative, especially noticeable the closer you get to the PR teams. Could be, again, this is more of a decision-based, opinion-based quote right here. Bungie are optimistic about releasing new IPs, but majority of the company focus is still going to Destiny, of course, for a long term, as it's bringing way more money than people realize. I could definitely see that. Bungie apparently now sees the $60 box product games as something they're not interested in, almost beneath them. Of course, a Bungie dev did confirm they're not looking at box projects. They're looking at, of course, continuity games, which is what Destiny is, continuity live service. And lastly, both Sony and Bungie are interested in Destiny becoming the new Star Wars, which I could definitely see happening. It's an acronym for it, but it's something to definitely look at. But yeah, guys, that usually wraps it up for today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy. It was a very big video, and if you guys did, then please subscribe and like and join our Discord. But other than that, I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.